All right, welcome to the third review of the evening. Up this time is Gear.Club Unlimited 3. Right then, so this game has the distinction of being the very first Nintendo Switch 2 title provided and reviewed on this program. Um,
So as you can
which
see
is
from the video thing, it's also on Steam.
It's got a Steam page, but it's not out on Steam. It's been
Okay.
announced for all major platforms. Like it's apparently also coming to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, but it released on the Nintendo Switch 2 here first.
Okay.
Um, and still may only end up on the Nintendo Switch 2 because the makers of this game are in deep, deep financial trouble right now. But that's outside of the scope of this review. And Golux here is our de facto official Nintendo Switch 2 reviewer right now because he is the only one with the device. So over to him for the details.
So yeah, this is a racing game. It is a more or less a simulation. It's certainly not a kart racer or a futuristic racer. You're playing in real cars. You have a explicit goal of winning, but also driving safely and stuff.
So, like rally style almost? In that you get
Um,
penalized for driving off the track?
I don't think it penalizes like your rank, but it penalizes how much the Gear Club likes you and thus how
Mm.
much like money you get
Mm.
in the story mode, which is presumably used to upgrade your car in between eventually. To be clear, the first race in the tutorial on beginner difficulty is a come in sixth out of like 12, and I was able to
Mm.
do that. The second race is come in second out of 6, and I was not able to do that in like 10 tries.
Oof.
I'm not blaming the game on this much, but I am bad at racing games,
Mm.
especially ones that want you to not bang into things, especially ones that want you to not bang into things, but you still have to pass a lot of people.
Yeah, like if you
Because
can
this
drive
is,
like a maniac, it's a lot easier than
yeah, this isn't like a NASCAR thing. This is road racing. So the roads are not like technically, yeah, you could fit 3 cars abreast in there, but it's hard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there
Um,
actually live traffic in there too.
no, you're it's just the cars racing, but
Hmm. Well, because some of the screenshots look like there's like actual like non-racer traffic involved.
if there is, I didn't see any on the 2 tracks that I got to race on.
Hmm.
Because yeah, there is a story thing about the Gear Club and how they're recruiting new people and
Yeah, it looks like in the trailer
going to
there is
Japan
like
and blah.
actual driving on the highway with other non-racer cars about.
So I played in handheld mode, and this game does have performance versus uh whatever the other fucking word they use is. I had it on performance because I don't care about graphics
Mm.
and the screen wasn't very big. Um like even outside of the Switch, the Nintendo Switch being able the Switch 2 being able to do TV mode for Switch games now, which this is
Mm.
a Switch 2 game, so that wouldn't apply. Um yeah, it has performance versus quality modes and for both TV and handheld. Um, it has several different control schemes, although all of them leave many buttons blank and don't tell you how to do some important things, such as, like, I guess it's supposed to be understood that the right trigger is the gas, but they don't actually tell you that. Or that on the default, left and right on the D-pad change or turn off the music.
Oh, right. The Switch doesn't have a adaptive like pressure sensitive triggers. It's just digital. Ugh.
Yeah. That might be part of why I was having. I mean, you can still feather it, kind of, but that
Yeah.
might have been part of why I was
It's not
having
as
problems.
easy as you can with like an Xbox controller, where you can literally just pull up a little bit and still be going.
Yeah, and that might go into one of the other problems I have, which is that as part of the beginner difficulty, and you can also customize this separately, because there's a little bit of like assist and skid prevention. There's also a swap between manual and
Automatic.
automatic transmission.
Mm.
And I was on automatic transmission the whole time. The car still visibly like shook and whatever when it was changing gears.
Mm.
Like you slow down for a second and your exhaust like bangs.
Yeah. Sometimes they still do that like the actual car would. Like it's not an actual like automatic smooth change transmission. It's just your driver will automatically
Yeah, I
assume the
felt like
shift
I
at the
was
proper
choking
point.
in the clutch every time I went up.
Mm.
Which was not ideal. You know?
Is there any sort of like car customization options?
I don't think so. Not if there is in story mode, it's fucking not in the first 2 tutorial stages, which was again as far as I was able to get.
Mm.
Let me see if it says anything in arcade mode.
And I guess
Honestly, I kind of quit the game in frustration after like the 10th try of trying to come in. I came in third like 2 or 3 times out of the 6.
I guess it should
But
be
you need
mentioned while you're looking for that is these do have official car like makes and models. They aren't just like
yes.
somebody's made up, you know.
There's a whole big old page of licensing on when
Yeah.
you load up the game.
Because yeah, I noticed a Ford Mustang in here. I think I see a couple Porsches. So yeah, if
Okay, yeah, the free line has race mode, dual mode, time trial mode, highway rush mode, which is I think you're trying to keep the meter full, whatever that, and a free roam mode. So that's nice. And quite a few different tracks, again, mostly in Japan because the story of the story mode is, or at least that's the ones that they highlight.
Yeah,
There
because
are
like
some.
the Steam page
There are also
mentions,
France.
yeah,
is
the
the other
French
place.
Mediterranean and the fucking in Japan.
So some of these are presumably like real or similar locations, and yes, there is a highway thing, and you get free roam.
So it seems to be very similar to like Forza in that respect.
It certainly seems like it's aiming for that. There's no what's the word? There's no like vehicle damage, but again, they're probably somewhat hesitant about that.
Oh yeah. Well, like specifically Forza, they also don't have full damage models.
Like the only thing that happens when you grind, no matter how long you grind along a wall or something, is that it slows you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any customization, but you can see the car's like stats. Both like game stats with bars for speed, acceleration, braking, etc., and realistic stats.
Because like some of the trailers were showing at least like body mod stuff, so I didn't know if there's like any performance modifications. Like you could get a better transmission, so like your issue
I suspect there might be, but if there is, it's in the part of story mode that I wasn't good enough to get to,
Mm,
which is, an issue in my ability to review this.
right. I guess did the car was the car's handling okay?
It didn't feel significantly worse than any other racing game I've played,
Mm,
which, I don't know, I felt like I was generally able to turn well. Oh, that's the other thing. The stick is camera control. The right stick is camera control. But by camera control, what they mean is that if you press down on it, you get an immediate back view, and if you side, you get an immediate side view of your car. I
mm.
do not know what circumstance any of those would be useful at all,
Well, okay,
aside from momentarily seeing what's directly behind you.
that's probably it. That's the only realistic issue or realistic thing I could think of.
And even then, the side view, I don't know.
I guess if
Maybe
you're
it's for
to make sure you're clear if you're trying to switch over lanes.
maybe. I don't
Is
know.
it
Anyway,
is there a first person camera option or is it all just third person?
I do not see a first-person camera option. Again, several of the things are not fucking labeled, so.
Mm,
Nope, there is a first-person camera option. It was on the fucking right bumper in the default control scheme.
that's a terrible place to put that.
And the left bumper looks like is the reverse view.
Mm. So you don't have to use the right stick if you don't want to, unless you need to see to your side.
Yeah, the right trigger. Well, let me double check. I'll get back to my fucking neutral view. Yes, that's a reverse view. And yeah,
Right.
the right bumper cycles on the default control screen, cycles through close, far away, follow, uh, like dash cam,
Mm,
uh, slightly further back dash cam, actual driver view, or rather driver's hands view, slightly further like driver's head view,
mm.
and then back to the. So that's quite a few of which I don't notice all of the fine distinctions of, but I guess it's nice to have the options.
Does the steering wheel actually move in the cockpit view?
Yes, you can see your hands.
Oh, that's cool. Because some games that doesn't.
Hmm. Yeah, I wish Petty had a Switch 2 so he could review this because I think he might actually enjoy this. It's not.
Mm,
I don't think this is a bad game. I'm just ass at it, and that's making it hard for me to review.
right.
Because I imagine a significant portion of the game is in the story mode. And I can't make it through the tutorial of that, apparently. You
Mm,
also don't get, you're obviously, you're on the one team, and you don't, get to choose your car, at least initially. But I assume a lot of the money they give you goes towards getting new cars and possibly tune-ups.
mm,
So yeah, that's what I have now seen from the independent mode after I initially quit the game in frustration.
mm,
Those are pretty much the only two modes. Well, obviously free play has a lot of modes, but the story mode is linear, and then in free play you have, like I said, the choices are just a race against other people, a race against one other person that you have to stay ahead, time trial, highway rush, which at whatever keep the meter full means, and free roam.
mm.
Which I guess free roam is good for learning tracks, but
Right.
won't do much for learning how to pass other guys without banging them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of about all I got out of it. It seems like it's a decent game. The graphics look fine on the version that I'm playing, but I'm playing in like the least graphically intensive or demonstrative mode, just because that's the mode that it's convenient for me to play on, because I don't have access to our family's big TV for long periods of time.
Right.
Because even when my parents aren't using it, it's a fairly high pass-through area.
Right.
So yeah, unless anyone has any questions for me to try to answer, I don't know what else I can say.
I think we're probably good. Or at least I am.
Okay. Adam, I assume this is fairly expensive.
It is, but perhaps not as expensive as you might think. That is to say, it's coming in, at least the digital version, at a discount / budget price of $50.
That's not awful if you have official car models in it, because you got to pay those licensing fees.
Yeah. No, I expected it to be about that, which I think that's fair for the the general quality of the thing. It's just
like
if
if
you want it for good graphics, you'll want to be playing on the TV mode probably.
yeah, if this was like off brand, they made it their own cars and they were wanting $50 for it, that'd be a stretch.
And there are like a lot of cars and like at least a couple dozen tracks, so
Mm-hmm. I think one of the trailers and so there was like at least 40.
yeah, 40 cars, probably more than I don't know, at least a couple of dozen tracks. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a good amount of content in here. It's just I am not good enough to access most of it in the amount of time I had to play this.
Mm-hmm.
Fair
enough.
All right, so I think that'll about do it for Gear Club here. Be sure to tune in after the break as we review basketball classics.